When you play CSGO, there's a lot to pay attention to. Things like sound cues.
Now this round is back. Oh, that thing! What the hell was that?
Team comms, utility usage. What strats are your opponents running? Who's going to what bomb site?
Rush B.
Did anyone buy a kit? And on top of all that, you still have to hit your headshots.
He's tapped in flame. He's got a big. What in God's name is that from Snacks?
But there's one thing that dictates the game more than anything else. Money.
Money.
Money isn't everything, it's the only thing!
The economy has been part of Counter-Strike since its 1999 release, and has remained one of the game's most defining and influential features. It affects everything, from tactical positioning, to your probability of hitting headshots, to the overall ebb and flow of the game itself. And this makes Valve's recent patch adjusting loss bonuses and gun prices one of the biggest changes in the game's history. For the uninitiated, one of the first things you need to know about the economy is that everything you do in-game contributes to it. At the beginning of every round, you start with some money, which you use to buy guns and utility, and you'll generate more cash flow by securing kills and completing objectives. But players aren't just tasked with managing their own finances. No, from round to round, the most successful competitors keep tabs on their opponent's money too. This system encourages individuals to be responsible with their funds for the greater good of the team, but that can be challenging for some.
3250 for winning with the bomb. I think it's like 3300 if you get the bomb.
3250.
I'm pretty sure it's 3300 if the bomb explodes or something, or you get like an extra bonus.
Let's go with you, man. You smart.
Fuck. Fuck, what did we say that they...
3800.
Yeah, 3800. Okay, so let's say 7150, I don't know.
It's 41.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
For the most part, the process of buying gear in CS has remained the same, but that doesn't mean Valve hasn't entertained the notion of changing it in the past. According to CS creator Min Guzman Lee, the development team considered adding inflation to the game. The idea was that the more a gun was bought during a match, the more expensive it would become, forcing players to use the whole arsenal of weapons instead. The system was actually added to Counter-Strike Source as dynamic weapon pricing, but it was so bad it led to ridiculous shit, like $5,000 deagles and Glocks so cheap you could spam buy them to the point of crashing the game. While players hated it and it didn't last long, it does make you wonder, if Valve was willing to introduce real-world economic concepts to Counter-Strike, what if they changed the system entirely? Imagine a communist CS, where you could share your funds with fellow comrades. Or a subsistence economy, where players would have to hunt down chickens and fashion weapons from their bones. Or even better, a feudal bartering economy, where terrorists and counter-terrorists would meet in the markets of Mirage and trade guns for, decoys?
The worst trade deal ever made.
Anyway, a few popular strategies have been developed by players over the years to make the most of the money in their wallets. Like the eco round, which is when your entire team is poor as shit and trying to save up for a future buy. The objective is simple: kill as many opponents as you can while spending as little money as possible.
Oh my God.
Kidding.
And although your chances of being outgunned are high, winning an eco round can completely change the course of a game.
Out to Ivy.
He's trying to figure out where those shots are coming from there. Freiburg will actually take him down. Remember, this is just Optic on USPs, and they actually get the first kill. Oh no. What is this?
He like straight up negated the headshot thing. Oh my God.
What is going on? What's going on right now? How is this happening? They had USPs. They had 5 USPs, and they just eco-liquid like that. It's on a leash to clutch 1v2. He knows where Freiburg's hiding at, but he can't hold on. So with that, Optic Gaming will take control of this second map. 16-13 will be the final score, and they take it home 2-0 for tonight.
I felt like Liquid started off pretty good, and then after that eco with pistols, just it was like a tire. Just popped a tire and it's deflated, and Optic kind of they got right back in the game right after that.
On the other end of the tactical spectrum is the full buy, which is when your team's economy is healthy enough for you to all enter a round kitted up and packing heat. Now, a full buy doesn't guarantee victory, and it can carry some risk depending on how a match is going. Some teams can afford to lose the full buy, but for those who can't, it can be disastrous.
Spending away
almost everything they've got. Still once in a lifetime sort of situation.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of. This run has been so good from them. This one is as well as they run down middle. Lexi wants to reclaim the other side of the map. Device again through smoke. These guys are so good at lining up and anticipating. Did catch them slightly off. Unfortunately, he'll burn. He'll burn it with a nade in response to Lexi. He's in the open. They're so good with utility on the Astralis side.
And that's the round they couldn't afford to lose.
When a team's economy crashes like that, it's called a reset. And up until a few weeks ago, it could be what lost you the half. In response, you'd have to force buy, which is spending literally everything you have on the guns you can afford in the hopes of damaging the other team's economy. And while they're risky, force buys have been known to produce some incredible heroic moments.
Now the kills start to trickle in for Spotulous on that CT side. It will once again just be Hiko. Is he about to pull off the Alamo? He's got 3 from behind quad. Can he find a 4th? He gets the 4th. He's on for the ace and he gets it! What?
How did that just happen?
However, if you lost that force buy round, your team's economy was well and truly fucked.
I declare bankruptcy!
But even if you're not the best at managing your budget and your team is getting shit on, Counter-Strike's economy has a built-in welfare system that keeps the dream of a comeback alive, the loss bonus. If you lost a round, each player on your team would receive $1,400. And with each consecutive round you lost, you were granted an additional $500 on top of that. And although that already sounds really generous, Valve's latest update has shown more charity to round losers. Instead of completely losing your loss bonus after winning a round, the loss bonus counter is reduced by 1 step, meaning that if a team wins once or twice between losses, they'll keep receiving loss bonuses on top of the money they're getting for frags, objectives, and actually winning rounds. That's right, it's never paid off more to be an inconsistent loser.
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
The theoretical problem is that by making loss bonuses persist after a win, Valve has potentially upended the economy and arguably devalued winning itself. To put things into perspective, back in 2016, a Redditor worked out that winning both pistol rounds gave a team a nearly 70% chance of winning the map, effectively meaning that the better pistol team controlled the economy. In order to balance that out, in 2018, Valve made the loser of the pistol round receive more money. But a pistol round loss today, and every other loss for that matter, is significantly less impactful to an overall game. For matches that were already close, it doesn't really matter. But for one-sided maps like those Astralis played for most of 2018, this could be a big deal. The resets we're used to won't exist, and in theory, you should see much closer games.
The game is going to see a lot more action now, because there's much more money being injected into both teams consistently.
I think it will be very beneficial in as far as the mind games goes, and I feel like we'll get more gun rounds, so we'll get more opportunity for teams to do that, and especially on the T side, when you can do more with less economy, I think we're going to get more exciting T sides.
For one, this can kind of decrease the skill ceiling in a way, because teams who weren't good at managing their economy before kind of get a buff here, but teams who are really good tactically have a really good system, because you're going to get these rifle rounds time and time again. If you are the better team, you're probably going to win the majority of those rounds.
Recently, we saw the new economy get its first run at the professional level with 2 very different results. At Blast Pro Series in Sao Paulo, persistent round loss bonuses did very little to save Liquid from the 16-2 spanking Astralis handed them on Overpass.
Spraying the FAMAS, catches 2 bodies. It is just Naf and Naf alone, and down he goes. There you have it, folks. Astralis 16-2, an Overpass victory in the most convincing of fashions.
While over at ECS Season 7, the new economy changes absolutely played a major part in how Nuke unfolded for Vitality against North. Despite being on a winning streak in the second half of the map, Vitality was strapped for cash, while North was able to buy every round thanks to loss bonuses, which forced Vitality to buy just to keep up.
See, the money situation for Vitality is not great at all. Shows the damage that North have been doing despite losing the rounds, and it will pay off for them very soon indeed. But a 3,400 stacks, which is why there's a 2 there. So that 2 will disappear. Boom.
There it is.
Vitality's money has been getting wrecked. Even though they've been winning so many rounds in a row, they've been losing lots of players. North have been doing lots of economic damage. And North have won 1 round. And already Vitality can't really put together a full buy if they lose this. So Vitality are in a lot of trouble.
RPK to keep the dream alive. Take us to overtime. Denies the plant. 10 seconds remain though. AZ nails it. And he has taken North to the finals.
Although it's still too early to say for sure whether the patch has made pro play better or worse, it's only a matter of time before we have our answer. On one hand, Valve's changes to the economy threaten to upend the balance of the most unique and tactically interesting part of CSGO. But on the other, it could lead to more action for spectators, with less boring eco rounds and more exciting gun rounds.
2 on the spray.
Games will likely be closer, but at the end of the day, the better team should still win. The only thing that I can't tell you about the economy is something that's been bothering me for years. Who the fuck is funding the T side? Who is the shadowy criminal mastermind paying them for planting a bomb, even if it doesn't blow up? Where does he get these clearly overpriced guns, and where does he get off charging the people he's paying to do his bidding? Does he truly represent the logical end state of capitalism, where countries charge their own soldiers to participate in war? Answer me, Gaben. I know your email.
What's your favorite show? Growing up, yeah. Have you watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? It's too scary, dude. Oh, I'm sorry.
That was your favorite show growing up? Was that the only fucking channel you had? Is like, that's it? Oh, Matt, we were only like 3 lines in and I'm already very upset with you. Like, what the fuck, dude?